What's going on, people? Welcome to United V. See that? That was swift, innit? They will never know what just happened. Or will they? Oh, no, I just see myself. I was just on my way back in. Yeah. I nearly got fined.
Oh, the cat-like reflexes. Unbelievable.
Phone went off. Little ding. I don't know if anyone heard it. They quickly saw me coming back to position. But anyway, what's going on, people? Good morning. Welcome to United View. Welcome to United View HQ. Welcome to your daily dose of transfer news with me and Owen. I want to start the morning. Super chat before we even started from Sam. Says, good morning, United View. Big up.
What a way to start the morning.
Easy.
Exactly.
Easy.
Forget your cup of coffee. Forget your whatever you have in the morning. I don't even say that. I'm not even liking the word porridge and tea at the moment because the amount of messages that I've got in the last 48 hours talking about porridge and effing tea. No.
Yeah, it's your fault then.
No.
You got to stand on this channel, as we know. You got to stand by your decisions, your comments,
100%.
your jokes. You got to stand by it.
I said this to KG yesterday that give it a couple of months, I might change my tune, and I'm not afraid to fall on my sword when it comes to that. And he said, I don't want to see you get impaled. And I said, well, look, that's my choice. If I want to get impaled,
yeah.
And I live by, this isn't going to go anywhere. These aren't going to disappear. They're going to live forever. I've got sleepless nights thinking about that already.
Yeah, you've made you know what I mean. You made your bed, you got to lie in it, as they say. But we've got a lot to talk about, man. We've got to talk about United's Erickson offer. We're going to talk about that straight off the bat. We'll talk about Frankie de Jong's comments on his future. A lot of people, again, anytime this kid opens his mouth, it's either this is why we're a disgrace, this is why we need to move on, it's not happening, we're pathetic, we're embarrassing, or it's, okay, well, he's going to say that. Let's just wait it out. Depending on where you're at, I'm not going to get into percentages and all that, but that's, you know what I mean? We've got to talk about Henderson Bournemouth interest as well. Yeah. See what guys going on there. We need some player sales, man. We need some player sales. And speaking of another player sales, United want Martial out as well. Martial sell. They need that to happen in order to invest back into the squad. We'll talk about what that looks like, and Dumfries under consideration. So, Owen, start with Christian Eriksen, because this is something that I was speaking about a couple of weeks ago. Yes. Actually, no, it was when I was on holiday. Yeah. I remember doing a video saying we're not even in a position to be even thinking about turning down someone like Christian Eriksen on a free.
You've had strong feelings for a while.
I've had.
Not express them yet.
I did, didn't I?
Until something happened.
I kept them.
And something happened.
You laughed at me.
You expressed it. Yes. So
you all laughed at me.
What Flex is referring to is, I guess, would you call him the new transfer king, David Ornstein?
I think he can take that crown.
He can take that crown.
Yep.
I think he's always spot on, and also he doesn't sort of mix his words or anything.
Oh, hold on, your mic's off apparently or something. Let's use mine because you're talking right now. Josh, you're gonna just do what you need to do.
Exactly right. I'll lean over. Man United are understood to have made an offer for Christian Eriksen and are among the clubs interested in signing him. The 30-year-old Denmark playmaker is a free agent after his Brentford contract has ended. Manchester United's summer priority remains Frankie de Jong, but there are other options too. Take it away, Flex.
Straight back to me. Someone got so angry, grabbing the headline says, can't hear anything, not even looking at the chat. I'm off.
Oh dear.
Big up, man, like grabbing the headlines. Like, just relax, man. Do you know what I mean? You need to grab a chill pill. That's what you need to grab, not the headlines. Just relax. Take some calms. Just chill. You know what I mean? Shivam says, buy a mic with the super chat money. That's harsh, isn't it?
Yeah.
The mic that's been working on every stream so far, as soon as it goes off for like a little bit, people just go off. But you know what? Really, what it is, it's a sense of entitlement, but it's because we've set the level so high. So actually, it is a compliment. I expect the shit to work. I watch United View every day. Yeah. Why is it not working? Like, that's what it gets like.
Well, if I am working now, I will say that I was feeling really good about this opening.
I'm not sure if you are, just in case you're not.
I was saying I was feeling... I am working now.
Look at that. Oh, should we still throw away the mic?
I'll leave.
Should I just waste the money on the brand new mic, or should we just plug it in and press the button? Maybe we should do that. But anyway.
I was saying that I was feeling really good about this opening. You know what? I was thinking in my head, I was like, that was pretty slick. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And it was all missed.
Yeah. Right.
Do you want me to repeat myself?
Repeat yourself. Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
David Ornstein. I think he's the transfer king, Flex. Do you think he's the transfer king?
Oh, sorry. Just quickly, grabbing the headlines. It's still here, though.
Oh.
That's he says I'm still here, you jokers. Ha 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 ha. Which I love that, because basically we called his bluff.
Yeah.
Or her bluff. They said they were
Yeah.
going to leave, and you're still here. You laughed at us.
Yeah.
But Owen, carry on.
David Ornstein, transfer
Yes.
king. Manchester United are understood to have made an offer for Christian Eriksen and are among the clubs interested in signing him. The 30-year-old Denmark playmaker is a free agent after his Brentford contract ended. Manchester United's summer priority remains Frankie de Jong, but other options too. Now, the interesting part of this flex is that the quotes or the words that Erickson has used to describe his future. Now, he was interviewed, I'm assuming, whilst he was on international duty, and this is what he had to say regarding his future. What we do know is that he's not going to be signing a Brentford contract extension. He is going to be moving somewhere this summer. Spurs are interested, we're interested, apparently Everton are interested, and I'm sure there are other clubs as well. What he has said is, quote, "I have different offers and options which we are considering, and then we will make a decision." This is the key. "I would love to play Champions League football again. I know how much fun it is, but it isn't essential for me." Interesting.
That's the key.
That's the key. Now, once, I think as a United fan, once you heard, "I would love to play Champions League football again," everyone went,
I did do that, yeah.
Here we go. Everyone went, "Oh, great, done, over." Another player that we're going to miss out from the failings of last season. But when he's saying, it's not essential to me.
No.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways to look at that, isn't there? But
I think there's only one way to look at it.
well, my thing, you could, like, if you were going to put a
Or
negative
two.
spin on it,
Two.
you'd be like, well, why wouldn't you want to play Champions League football, rah, rah, rah. But I think his point is that the project overall is more important, right?
Yeah.
And he wants a new challenge. Now, I did see someone on social media, which was a really good point, saying, if you're looking for a new challenge, why would you go back to somewhere you've already played at? That doesn't seem much of a new challenge, does it?
Well, to be fair with Christian Eriksen, with what he's been through in his life, everything's a new challenge. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the fact that he's here, living, breathing, and looking for that next step of his career to be able to do that. Well, yeah, there you go. But
Real challenge is making the mic work.
yeah, that is the real challenge. Making sure our voices ain't stuff. That's the real challenge. With the brand new mics.
Yeah.
For me, there's a couple of things with the Ericsson thing. One, like I said before, a week or so ago, or 2 weeks, whenever it was, like, we're not in a position to be saying no to Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. That's for me. If you think that, I strongly disagree. If you're out there saying, "Oh, what, is he this? Is he?" He would walk into. If it was now, say we just didn't get. I don't want to paint this picture. Touch wood. Say we just didn't get Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
And we had Eriksen.
We'll get to that.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right now, as it stands with our team, Eriksen walks in.
Yeah.
Over Fred, over McTominay. Well, you say over Fred, it's like, depending on how you want to play, because you need someone to kind of run around and win the ball back and stuff like that. But in a midfield three, right now, with our current options, Eriksen starts and you find other places for other people.
Oh, yeah, I remember watching that game at Old Trafford when we beat Brentford comfortably.
Yeah.
And it was at 3-0.
Yeah.
He was the best player on the pitch
Yeah.
by a mile.
Yeah.
It was scary.
And even all the other games he's been playing, when you just watch Brentford.
How just technically, he was just so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. And I think it's a bit like, remember last year when we were talking about Trippier coming to Man United?
Yes.
And everyone said, oh, he's going to be a backup. And we went, no.
No, he's starting,
He's going to
mate.
play more games than you think. And I think it would be the same with Eriksen in that people will assume, oh, he's coming in, he's going to be like, I don't know, he's going to replace. I saw someone said, oh, it's a replacement for Juan Mata. I was like, you're taking the piss. Like, no disrespect to Juan Mata, but like, Eriksen would be playing significantly more games. He still does have something to offer.
Yeah.
Now, some people would say, Owen, you're being very hypocritical here because the N'Golo Kante thing you were saying about the age, and Eriksen's 30.
You all laughed at me.
Kante's 31. And this is what I was saying last week. I think the risk... The risk is significantly lower, isn't it?
Because of injury.
No, it's more of if Kante, you're still getting a transfer fee.
Right.
Obviously, if you're going to take out Eriksen's situation that happened last year, throughout his career, he doesn't have this massive injury record. He played pretty much every game for Brentford.
Kante don't have a massive injury record.
Yeah, but he does.
He does. Kante's got a massive injury record.
In the last 18 months, 2 years, yes.
Well, it's massive.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just ask him.
Yes.
Don't just shout at me. Just ask
Yeah,
him.
well, because I know where you're going with this. You're going to go.
I'm just asking. Look, see that, guys.
You're going to go.
He attacked me in the morning. I just said, is Kante's injury record massive? And he just attacked me. Just asking.
Well, I've showed myself now because I'm the headline guy. I'm the headline guy. I'm going to leave.
Okay.
The mic wasn't on. I'm leaving.
So
that's
all
why
right.
I'm still here because I'm still here.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, I'm staying.
All right. So Kante's got a massive injury problem, and Eriksen doesn't. Carry on. Yeah.
Because the point being that I think there's just a much lesser risk involved in all of this. There is no transfer fee.
Yeah.
Again, I think he has a lesser injury record than Kante. And as you mentioned, I think it's just a no-brainer. I don't have an issue with that one at all.
Agreed. I think we've got to get it done. I think this is the interesting bit, though, is from the free seats. King Mark 123 says, Flex and Owen, is Eriksen an alternative to De Jong? I want both. And super chat here from Marlon says, big up Flex and Owen, loving the content. Love that as well. Yeah, to answer that question from the free seats, like, it's got to be both. The De Jong thing, which we're going to get onto properly in 1 second before we wrap up the Erickson bit, and this actually seamlessly takes us into the Frankie De Jong situation. It has to be both. Like I was saying, even in the tweet that I put out when I think I retweeted that we wanted Erickson. I think it was Ornstein or ours, and I was like, for the moaners at the back, of course we need more. Because you're going to get, we need more than Erickson. You know, he's all right, but he can't play all the games. Yes. But on a free, you get him in.
You wouldn't want to... If it would be a situation of the club justifying, we've got Erickson, so we don't need Frankie de Jong, we don't need another midfielder, that's when you do go, are you mental? Because
Are you mental?
Because that really isn't enough. That's a free transfer. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not a case of, it's one or the other. It's both. And maybe more, please.
Yeah. Facts.
And in terms of the contract being offered briefly, Ekram Kona is saying that it's a 1 + 1 year deal. So I would assume that's a deal to the end of the season plus an option for an extra year.
And that's about right, isn't it? That's, we'll see how it goes for a year, see if you're comfortable, see if we've met our objectives. You never know, you might have a great year. We make Champions League. Great year, first year under Ten Hag. You might want to do another year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but I will say, to wrap that Erickson thing up, I'm still not confident we get him. Just to end that one on a bit of a
actually, well, let's just talk about Spurs bit.
Yeah.
And actually, though, in defence of getting him against Spurs are fixing up their midfield. They're going to get Bissouma.
Yeah.
They've got Bentancur.
Yeah.
They've got Højbjerg, who they like. They've got Skip coming back, who they like. If you think about it, I know Erickson is quality. The question is, where would Erickson play more? I know they've got the Champions League there, but as Spurs are rebuilding and actually spending a lot of money, and the romantic story is there, he's been there, cool, they've got Champions League. The question is, and this is to you lot at home, where would Erickson play more? I think that's a good question.
And also, you have to remember the circumstances in which he left. So, because I remember it was during that whole documentary thing, wasn't it? And he, was dilly-dallying on this deal for ages.
To go to Inter,
and they wanted him to stay, or it was a case of, I think he got offered out, but it wasn't enough money. And it was a bit sort of this convoluted exit. And I think it was because he wanted to go win things. Now, granted, if you want to go win things, Spurs or United are not the best option.
Definitely Spurs are
not the best option in the world,
No, let's just clear this up because we're in the mud. Spurs are definitely not your club.
For winning things.
For winning things.
Yeah.
But they've got Conte now on it.
And you never know.
For a whole season.
You never know.
But they still won't win anything.
Pre-season plus a good window. You never know.
Still going to be Spurs.
But as I mentioned, so you could argue that. But all of those signs do point to former club, tick. Champions League, tick. Former coach he's worked with, he's won, and he's won with him, Inter. And also as well, that was a relationship whereby Inter initially it wasn't great. He was out of the team for ages.
Yeah, he was.
Then it was around January time of last year, comes back in and just boom, they went on to win the league and
we ain't getting them. I don't think we're getting them. No, we're not. Unless Ten Hag can. Do you know what I mean? Pull some magic.
Ten Hag was there when he went back into training. I actually can come train with us. We don't know what that relationship's like. And also, again, we don't know what Erickson's mindset is like. He might think, I could go back to Spurs. I'm familiar. I'm comfortable with that. Or, we were in for Erickson a couple of times in the past, weren't we?
Yeah.
And maybe he's like, I've always wanted to play for United. I know they're not the best at the moment, but I want to tick that off. And who knows what I can achieve.
Yeah. Okay, well, let us know your views in your comments on Christian Eriksen. Do you think we should be going for him? Do you think we'll get him? How hard do you think it will be? And how often do you think he'll play for Man United? Because considering our midfield is so poor, I'm pretty sure he'll play a lot of games if you come to Man United. So drop your views in the comments in the boxes below about that and get involved in the chat and smash a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Let's move on.
Yes.
Frankie de Jong.
Yes.
He's been in the news again. He's in the news every single day. He's in the news even more when he speaks. There's a super chat here before you get onto that. I'm just going to read that out from Brajesh. Brajesh says, Arsenal got Marquinhos, Spurs, Perisic and Bissouma, City, Haaland, Liverpool, Nunes, Villa, Kamara, Man United, porridge and relax. Please, brother, wake up. Panic stations are on from Brajes. He's saying we are not where we need to be. We need to fix up urgently. Panic stations, wake up. He's saying to me, I think.
Big
up, Brajes. Thank
both
you.
Of us. I think
and both of us, yeah.
What I will say, and this is a bit of a subtle hint maybe for the future, is last night I was doing a bit of research as to traditionally when Manchester United's transfers get announced.
Yeah.
I'll save that for later.
Okay, cool. All right. What did Frankie de Jong have to say?
So after international duty ended last night, and thank God that's over. Oh my
We'll talk about that, a bit about that at the end.
Thank God that's over. He, as always, spoke to the media. He was asked about his future when it pertains to rumours linking him to Manchester United, possibly staying at Barcelona. And we've seen several different answers from Frankie de Jong at this point. We've seen, I haven't spoken to the club. We've seen, I can't talk about that. Now he has said this, quote, "You're always flattered when teams show interest in you as a player, but I'm at the biggest club in the world at the moment. I feel fine there, so no news." Thoughts?
Well, you got to take into context the question, what was asked and how it was asked, because I actually listened back to it. It's an English journalist, and he asked him a question in English. He says, "Frankie, do you mind any questions in English?" He said, "No." And he goes with like a lead-in statement. And this is how you know we're so desperate to sign a player, because we are literally dissecting this thing like we're in the police force. Like this is a case. Yeah,
It's like going back to my psychology degree.
100%.
What did
Minority
they say
influence,
What did they say
conformity.
Is this a leading question?
Freud.
Yeah, exactly. Eyewitness testimony.
100%. So basically, the journalist says, "Frankie, you're at one of the top clubs already, aren't you? Basically,
Yeah.
How does it feel are you flattered to hear that others are interested?" Do you know what I mean? So the whole Frankie jump into I'm at the best in Europe, I think it came from a little bit of a leading statement coming from the journalist. If the journalist would have just been like, "There's links with Manchester United, do you know any more about your future?" I don't think he goes in and says, "I'm at the best club in Europe right now." I think that comes a little bit from what the journalist was putting down before.
Yeah.
However, it's much of a muchness, isn't it? Like, if he's in the middle of a move, he can't give too much away. He's got to be respectful. If a move does collapse, because if he doesn't know he's 100% certain yet, or it's not crossed the I's and dotted the T's yet, you don't want to shit on the Bayern Munich. Cross the I's, dot the T's.
Dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
You can't dot a T, can you?
No.
You can't cross an I.
Yes, that's what you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're right. Yeah. Dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yeah.
If he hasn't done what he said, it's early, man. If he hasn't done what he said, you don't want to shit on the Barcelona fans. You know what I mean? And you still might have to stay there. So, and hopefully he doesn't have to stay there. So look, there's a lot of people saying, should this mean we should just get on with it now, leave him alone? Has he been convinced yet? LOL. For me personally, I'm still where I am with this. I'm still not in panic stations with this deal. And I think the reason why we're still there, even though we are, people are forgetting the noises of people saying, of United saying, we're not just going to pay what you want us to and pay over the odds. We're not going to get held to ransom by you when you're in shit street. Yeah. We're going to keep calling the bluff and go forward, back and forth. And Ten Hag wants this guy bad. You can see bad.
And it's fair, that whole... we're not going to be held to ransom and all that kind of stuff. And I do get it, but I also do sympathise with some of those frustrated fans of how many times have we heard that in a transfer window?
That we're not going to get held to ransom?
Yeah, we hear it every year.
And then we pay it?
We do. Well, eventually...
The Sancho one we didn't?
No, and that's true, but it took a year late. And
hopefully Frankie
and you would say we don't have a year to wait on that one. And again, I do think that is a fair and
should we just pay over the odds? Should we just pay what they want and just get it done?
No. And again, I do agree with that as well. I do think you have to be smart, and I do think it's the right thing for them to say we don't want to be held to ransom. But I think this is where it comes from: is there's just a lack of faith in, do you really believe that? And where does that statement actually come from? Does it come from wanting to get the best deal, or does it come from naivety? Does it come from arrogance? I don't know. And again, that's why with all of these different opinions going on, I can sympathise and empathise with them, because when I hear that thing, I do go, we've heard it before. We have heard that one before.
I do agree. A few comments I want to get everyone involved. Govin says, we haggle for De Jong just to let City come and sweep him. That's like, do you know what I mean?
And that is
at the moment. I do agree with that. The longer this takes, you're leaving the door open for somebody.
Yeah.
If Gundogan gets his move to somewhere else and goes to Barcelona or goes somewhere else, I don't know, and they go, oh, actually, Frankie de Jong's just there. Let's just go get him. We're fucked.
But I do agree.
Sorry, 2 in the morning.
But I do agree with what you're saying in that the way that question is proposed leads to a different question. If you asked him point blank in a press conference, are you going to Manchester United? He would say, I can't comment on that. And everyone would go, oh.
Exactly. And I think what the journalist was trying to do was he didn't want to get shut down straight away. Yeah. So he's kind of like befriended him to sort of say, you're a massive club, aren't you? You're as big as... How does it feel? Must be flattering, right?
Yeah, especially when you're one of the best players in the world.
Do you know what I mean? Just rub his ego a little bit to get a little bit more out of him. Technically, you could argue that it's good journalism, but as Man United fans, we want the specific question angled at that so we can get a little bit. But like you said, he probably would have got shut down quite quickly. Red Baron says, the transfer window gets more boring year after year. I think I'll switch off the transfer saga this year. I'll still watch you guys, though. Appreciate that. But having said that, Red Baron, I hate to burst your bubble, but if you do keep watching us, the likeliness is we did the video yesterday, wanted to take a break with everything in the morning. We done the video on the youth and stuff like that. Sometimes we are going to be like, there's nothing going on. Let's just not. We're not going to
force it. When there is nothing there. Like yesterday morning, we were having this discussion before we did that video going, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And what's the point in talking about nothing? Yeah. Now today, there is quite a lot that's happened over the course of the last 24 hours. Yeah. And you can talk about it. But when there is nothing, what's the point? You are just driving yourself insane
100%.
At that point.
And it's not fair on the viewers.
No.
It definitely isn't fair on us who have to come and do these videos early doors and set everything up and just to say the same thing. It's very tedious. And I just think we want to get that balance of, giving the fans and you viewers and us a platform to talk about potential rumours and hypotheticals as fans, because that's what the community is about, versus, okay, you just come on.
Yeah.
This is difficult now.
And there's different facets to the summer transfer window apart from just deals. Like yesterday, that whole youth situation, that is going to be part of the transfer window. That is as an active part of what Erik ten Hag's doing when he's planning his side and squad for next season. He's looking at that group of players going, all right, who is going to stay? Who am I going to send out on loan? Who is going to come to pre-season? What's going to happen with that? That's a part of that. Yeah. And you can't ignore it.
And Art and Travel by G-Wave actually makes a good point, which actually probably is a blanket response for all of us. I think I could speak for both of us and a lot of you guys at home. He says, even though this transfer stuff upsets us, we can't help but be interested. Because that's the thing. Like, even if like I saw Faz this morning, he was tweeting like he's annoyed or whatever. But if something else happens and the tweet happens later, we're involved. It's not like you just put your phone down and say, I'm staying off football Twitter until August, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone's doing that. You say you're going to do it, but then you go, what's happening with Jong then? We signed him yet.
Oh, yesterday.
Do you know what I mean? Because we care. We're Man United fans.
Yesterday I was having a busy morning and whatever, and then I opened my phone and my notifications blowed up because KG going, oh, it's all fine. I was all right.
Yeah. Big up KG, man. Big up KG. Let us know about Frankie de Jong. Let us know if you think those comments are scathing. Let us know if you think them comments are encouraging. Let us know if you think we should walk away from this deal. Let us know how you're feeling about Frankie de Jong's situation in general. Smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Dean Henderson, Bournemouth interest.
Yes.
Like we've spoken about, and we'll get to Martial player sales, but we've spoken about Dean Henderson a little bit, and there was some stories a couple of weeks ago that was basically suggesting that Dean Henderson's imminent to Newcastle. That was quickly shut down. And to be fair, you'd probably say that's about right because the last sort of week or so we've heard nothing.
It's fascinating.
And then now it's Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's fascinating with all of that thing because, like you said, that was a surefire
done. And it made
deal.
sense as well. I was like, Eddie Howe, they need him. Yeah, that's
makes
fine.
Sense. And nope, it's not going in that direction. So the report is from Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail, who has said that Dean Henderson is attracting fresh interest from Bournemouth, and Tom Heaton is wanted by Middlesbrough, but will stay at Manchester United if Henderson leaves. So we are going to have a goalkeeper leaving this summer, certainly. I think the likelihood is that it is Dean Henderson. It's just a case of whether that's a permanent deal, whether that's a loan deal. I think previously when he was linked to Bournemouth, the consideration was they've just been promoted. That's a big step down, but he does want to be playing that first team Premier League football in an effort. I mean, there is a World Cup going on at the end of the year, and his hope is to maybe be pushing towards that squad, because I don't think that goalkeeper spot in the England squad's nailed down at all.
No, especially with how England are playing right now. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So, I do think he'll go in the summer, Henderson. It's just a case of what type of deal. But Bournemouth, what do you feel about that step? That's a big drop off.
I think there's two ways of looking at this. One way I look at it is Henderson fancies himself, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
And he should. He backs himself. He thinks he should be Man United number one, and he's kicking up a stink because he's not been playing for Man United. It felt like he was done with the whole Sheffield United end of things, playing at that end of the table, being on loan.
Well, and also as well, when he was at Sheffield United, that season in the Prem, what did they finish? Like, you know?
Yeah,
It
rock
was
bottom, I think.
unbelievable. Exactly, yeah.
But he was facing a lot of shots. Like, in a poor team. They played 5 at the back as well, didn't they? And they still got peppered every game.
Yeah, but again, with that, because that first season, people forget is he came into the
They
Premier
done well
League.
then, that season.
Exactly.
Done really well
and
then.
the season after that, he was already back at United. That was when Ramsdale was in goal.
Yeah,
so I think his point would be is that I was at Sheffield United in the Championship. We got promoted. I went to Sheffield United when they're in the Premier League.
And you done well.
And I did well.
Yeah.
I was signed this new deal with Manchester United. He was told, face it, he was told, you're going to be the number one in the future.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. Again, I don't think he should be the Manchester United number one because David De Gea, player of the season. Without him last season, we would have been in a terrible position. I know people have their opinions on De Gea. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think from Henderson's perspective, and this is why the Newcastle move made so much sense, he'll think that that's about right. I feel like I've earned that. I feel
Newcastle.
I feel like I've proved that I'm that kind of level.
And they're on the upwards trajectory, loads of money, getting loads of players. It just would have fit.
Yeah, they might do well next season in
100%.
the Premier League, and that might really put me into the England squad or really, up my levels. And Bournemouth's it's a gamble. That is a gamble because let's face it, Scott Parker's the manager. They play really nice stuff, but they're going to be losing a lot of games next season, and they're going to be, like you talk about getting peppered.
Yeah.
There's going to be games because they play, not only are they just coming up, but they play expansive football.
Yeah.
And those sides...
That's going to have to change.
Sometimes when that happens...
Yeah. I think with Dean Henderson as well, if you look at what might help him is the fact that the England keepers are all over the place right now.
Yeah.
Nick Pope's just gone down. He's not. He was playing fantastically well. He always plays pretty well. He pulls off unbelievable saves he was doing in Burnley's title run, in Burnley's relegation run, or fighting when they were fighting relegation. He was pulling off save after save week by week, and they were just barely hanging in there. And it went down to the last day as a result.
He is that more traditional goalkeeper, isn't Nick Pope?
He is.
It's not about the distribution; it's about shot stop and saving.
And he's a great shot stopper.
He's very good.
Massive.
At that.
Yeah. Pickford was making, to be fair to him, big saves for Everton that helped keep them up.
But had a terrible season.
But had a terrible season. They were not in the bottom fighting relegation till the last few games. So if you say Nick Pope will probably get a Premier League move, I don't know.
You never know.
Is he going to play? It's a weird. I would think he would. But we'll cut a long story short. If Pope gets a move back to the Premier League with a newly promoted side or a side that's down there a bit, obviously Pickford's going to stay at Everton. If he is at Bournemouth and plays every single game, I still think he gets in the England squad because it's not like we've got like 5 other keepers that are at the top 8 teams, like instead. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, who else is there? The keepers are going to be. It's not going to be Scott Carson who's third at Man City.
But do you think his aim will be to just make the squad, or will it be to play?
No, he won't.
Because that position.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't think, where there are people that are so far ahead of him. In his mind, he would think
it's fair game. That's what I'm saying, but it's fair. That's what I'm saying. All he needs to do is make sure he's playing in the... It's different as a keeper, isn't it?
But if he goes to Bournemouth and he does have a good season, he's not starting in the World Cup.
He's still not going to start. Gareth Southgate, as we've seen, he's got his favourites and he trusts who he trusts. Do you know what I mean? That's why Maguire can play shit and still get in.
If he went to
Pickford.
Newcastle, he might start in the World Cup. If he gets to that level... and he has that good a season.
Because Newcastle just changed it because it's a bit higher up.
Yeah. And people will say it shouldn't work like that. It shouldn't, but it does.
Newcastle on the ascendancy, signing players, new project, doing well. There might be like 6.
How close was Ramsdale to starting for England before he went to Arsenal? People were still saying he's a good goalkeeper. I have my doubts, but I think he's proved those people wrong at Arsenal. But, the club does play into it.
That's true. Yeah. But the first thing he has to secure, though, is playing regularly.
He's got to get that move.
Exactly. And if Newcastle have turned him down and Bournemouth are the only ones putting down something on the table, it has to be another loan then.
Yeah.
I don't see Bournemouth buying him for 30 million, which is what we would probably want to sell him for, 20, 25, 30, something like that, between 20 and 30.
And the thing is, and this summer, we need that.
Yeah.
We need
that's
that
what
money.
I mean. So we need to get rid of Henderson, really. So that's an interesting one. I'm not... he needs to move. He needs to move. I'd prefer a permanent sale. But again, if we can't get it, he's going to have to go on loan.
Yeah.
And then what? I don't know if we'll get a younger keeper in or just put Heaton second keeper.
I've said before, I think Heaton could be a number 2.
I'm not against that.
I'm not against it. I know people will
We've
say
got a lot to sort.
goalkeeper and all that kind of stuff, but I think De Gea. How many games does De Gea miss anyway?
Yeah, he's very reliable.
He doesn't.
Touchwood.
He doesn't tend to miss many games.
Yeah.
I think if you want to start Heaton in EFL Cup.
But saying this though, if he was injured, if De Gea got injured for 6 weeks and we had to have Heaton in all the games, how would you actually feel? Would you actually feel like, his experience is alright? Or would you be like, shit?
Oh, of course you would be like, shit. You would. We were fortunate for a long period of time. We had one of the best number 2s in Romero for ages, right? Like that, you didn't get many better number 2s than him because he could step in and he was great. People you look at other clubs. I don't even rate Kepa that much actually as a number 2. But was it Kelleher at Liverpool? Yeah, really good number 2. Yeah, steps in, no problem. But you would be concerned. You would.
City's one. What's his name? The American guy.
Is it Stefan?
Zach Stefan. Good number 2.
Always had his moments, though.
Yeah, he's had his moments, but he's alright.
Yeah. I think it's trying to play. When you go into that City side.
Yeah, he tried an Edison the other day.
To be like Edison.
He tried Edison. But apart from that, he's actually a good keeper.
Yeah. But you're right. I would be concerned. Why wouldn't you?
100%. Yeah. So, Dean Henderson, let's see what happens with that. But I feel that we need to try and get some money for him, and I don't think we will now. Now it's Bournemouth. But things can change. It was Newcastle for a bit. Then now it's Bournemouth. It might change. Who else actually could do with someone like Dean Henderson in the league? In the Premier League. Wolves are sorted. West Ham are sorted. Everton are sorted. Newcastle seem like they're sorted because I don't want him. Southampton just lost Fraser Forster.
Maybe.
But don't know where Southampton's going to be. But Southampton's a safer bet than Bournemouth.
Maybe that might be a good shout. I mean, again, they lost Fraser Forster.
Maybe Nick Pope might go there, though.
They got Alex McCarthy in goal, which, again, I'm not the biggest on him.
No.
That would be a good move. But like you said, Nick Pope. I don't think Nick Pope's going to leave Burnley. I really don't. They just got company in. I reckon he might convince him a year.
True. Yeah.
But you could argue that
what move that was, by the way.
Yeah. I think.
Big up Vincent Kompany.
I think that because those rumours were happening prior to the season ending, when Burnley were looking like they might get out of it, and I reckon maybe it might have been a situation whereby, I'll come in and agree to do it, and it's like, got relegated. But
okay,
that's an interesting one as well, Burnley, because people say they haven't got a lot of money when it comes to the Championship, and there is a lot of money in the Championship, but it doesn't necessarily equate to getting promoted.
No, it's very, very difficult to get. I don't know if they'll be back for a long time.
Look at Luton last year.
100%. Can't believe they got it. Nearly got it. Matimu says, again, I will ask with a super chat. Where was the Flexing KG show last night? Oh, apologies. I must have put that in the 3 seats and I missed it. Unable to do it yesterday. Apologies, guys. As you can see, it's an avid show and people want to know where was it?
Yes.
And when is it going to be? Thursday, 6 o'clock, okay? Tomorrow, 6 p.m., you will get your Flexing KG show. To be fair, it is plastered right there at Tuesdays at 6 p.m. So you are within your rights to ask where was it. So apologies, guys. I went to see some family yesterday and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know what I mean? Family's very important, more important than anything. And it was a great day.
I saw on your story, was it your mum with the screen protector? Do you want to explain that one?
My mum, if you haven't seen it, it's less than 24 hours ago. So just check out my Instagram story. My mum is insane. I was looking at her phone because she's not into phones and that. Yeah. She's got a Samsung. And I looked at this screen protector, and I was like, where's the rest of it? And I was like, furthermore, that's an iPhone one. I was like, Mum, you got a Samsung, why are you doing that? She was like, oh, I was on Amazon looking at all the reviews and they said it was rubbish for the Samsung, so I was in Primark and I saw this for $150. It covers most of the screen, the top bit it's all right. I was like, Mum, you can't do that. You can't just put the iPhone. So I just burst out laughing. Honestly, she's something else.
I would recommend watching it because the visual of having that much screen left
unprotected
at the top.
Yeah, my mum's she's just nuts in it. So big up my mum. She don't care. She's like 90% of it is protected, innit? I'll take that chance. £1.50 from Primark.
90% protection.
I went straight on Amazon.
It's pretty much everything.
And ordered her next day delivery. Should be get delivered today, actually. The one that actually fits her phone.
Yeah,
so
good.
She can do that. And my sister can put it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, so that's where the Flexing KG show was. I was out with family and couldn't make it back. The traffic was horrendous. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Let's move on. United want Martial sale.
Yes.
We need Martial. We need some money.
We need some money. We definitely do.
We need some money.
From, James Ducker from The Telegraph is saying that Manchester United are hoping to offload Anthony Martial and use any fee towards the cost of a new attacker. Now, I was thinking about this when I was reading this this morning. Just what a fall off. What a fall off.
His stock has fallen so
massively.
much, man.
This is a guy that a couple of times has been near the exit at Old Trafford in Jose's tenure, and it came right from the top. Joel Glazer. He's my favourite player. So we're not selling him. And now to the point of we'll use any money we get from him to buy someone else. It's not worked out.
Go to Sevilla. They're like, bloody hell, mate.
Yeah.
You're awful.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? I think he had a bit of an injury as well, but he
The
didn't
first
pull up
game,
any trees.
The first game he had, Lopetegui did an interview going, he's got to do more than that.
If
he wants to play. And again, those Sevilla
common
fans,
denominator is Martial, mate.
Yeah, those Sevilla fans, bless them, because they thought we've got.
See the way they announced him?
Yeah.
It was ice cold. I think it was, what was it? M10 was it? Or M9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
M11, whatever it was. Sound like bloody motorways.
Yeah.
But he was like, they were like fronts. They kept plastering it and plastering. I was thinking, flipping heck, like what's going on?
And us as fans, and again, this is United's previous concern was that he was going to go elsewhere and he was going to really pull up trees and everyone was going to be like, oh, see? That's why the Ballon d'Or clause was in that deal from Monaco in the first place. That's why everyone rated him. We knew there was a player in there. He was going to go elsewhere and he was going to do really well. He went elsewhere. He did worse. And that was shocking, frankly. And the Sevilla president came out after that and said, actually, I know it was a loan and I know we didn't actually cover all of his wages, but for us, we spent a lot of money on him. At the time, they were pushing for the title. I think they were like second. And it's not to say that they dropped off because of Martial, because that's not fair. But they were like, we thought that was really going to push us up. And we thought we were going to really be getting someone. And no. They had a look and went...
Yeah, and what it does show you, and I'm not trying to compare. I don't even care to do the whole Martial Rashford thing. I'm just doing it in terms of when we think a player, we're too scared to let go of a player because of what they might do somewhere else.
Yeah.
It just shows you sometimes don't even look at that. Like unless you're doing it too early, which this is not the case with Martial. We've had him since 2015, I want to say. Yeah, about LVG. Brought him in. When you look at how long he's been here, I always say about sample size. You know, KG has sample size of 2 weeks. Remember the infamous show where his sample size of looking at this beginning of last season, I think it was. Yeah. It was just on a black screen. I remember.
Yeah.
And he was like, like I've seen this thing. And what's sample size? 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? But when your sample size is too small, you don't get an accurate reflection of the data you're trying to extract. But with Martial, the sample size is huge, and then we even dipped our toe in the water of. Let him go somewhere else then. Yeah. He should be amazing at Sevilla. Lopetegui after one presser. Got to do more than that. So it just shows you, just because, it's like that relationship that you don't want to end with you in case somebody else finds happiness away from you. Well, sometimes that just needs to happen. Doesn't mean you should hang on.
No,
exactly.
I mean?
And it could be the same with Rashford for anyone saying, you're just being biased.
No,
it could be the same.
It's true. And, sometimes it does go to show, isn't it? When they do step out of the Manchester United bubble, as it were, you see them for their real qualities, and you go, "Oh, maybe they're just not good."
Yeah, and you don't want, and that's what I'm saying. You don't even want to write, because you don't want to write off anyone. Now we've got a new manager. It's so hard to not get involved in it because we've seen a lot of evidence from a lot of players, people like McTominay, people like Maguire, people like Shaw, people like Rashford, people like Martial, who we're now talking about. And I'm only saying those are the ones that because we've left them for a while. We've had them for a while now, especially the latter. It's like, but there is a new manager. You just never know. Yeah. But that's why I said if Ten Hag wants to keep, someone that we think is shit or is past it or is never going to do anything, then we have to get behind it.
But that's the thing, isn't it? When people go, "Oh, you never know." But at this point, we do.
KG, my sample size was on Dallo. I was actually right in the end. No, it was. Don't try it. No,
he was talking about something else. I forget, but it definitely wasn't Dallo.
It was. I think it was us compared to City or something like that.
Something earlier on in the season. Yeah. And I remember
very early.
And I remember vividly. You said, "Okay, where has that come from?" And he went, "Like the last 5 or 6 weeks." And then you went.
It wasn't even that much.
And then you went,
"Why?" He said 2 weeks.
And you went, "Why?" He went, "I can't. I didn't want to go back that far."
So don't try, and he's trying to just,
Look at him now. He's serious, KG. He's responsible, KG. He's seeing some of the comments going, "I don't know what's happened to KG. He's been on the peloton. Yeah. He's not wearing his hats anymore. He's getting awards. So he's being serious. He's being rational, KG. Look at him. Yeah. Revisionist history."
Stay Patton says Flex was gassing up Dallo. He's trash. Flex, hold that L. 100%. He's been shit. He's still better than Wan-Bissaka as a footballer. I'll still run, even though that's saying something about Wan-Bissaka. Then they're both not good, but who would I rather start out the pair of them? It would still be Dalot every time because he can control the ball properly. How about that?
And we spoke about Trippier.
He can control the ball properly as a starter. Is he good enough? Yeah, we need better. But as a starter, I need my right back to be able to control the ball properly and kick the ball clean. That's a basis.
They're both rubbish.
They're both rubbish.
They're especially, again, in comparison to what that position's turned into.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
Shocking.
Nowhere near.
But I'm just saying, out of the two, would you rather give me a player who can control the ball properly or a player who can't control the ball properly? I'm picking the player who can control the ball properly, and then I'll sell him after that.
Yeah. The lesser
because they both need it.
The lesser of two evils.
Lesser of two evils. So I'm still not having that, hold that L. That Dallas shit, 100%.
Yeah.
And especially towards the end of the season, it was horrendous.
Yeah.
Didn't matter who you would have put, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fair game.
Fall on your sword.
But in terms of, I fall on that sword. But in terms of technical, still, anyway, I just Dalot had to give us more. Didn't give us no assist. KG was spot on about that. The guy gave no assist. The crossing that was supposed to be crossing was not crossing.
Yeah.
Every cross he put in was so deep. I remember wanting to go over the bar or over towards the other corner flag or out for a goal kick on the other touchline. So shit.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
So, absolutely crap. Absolutely crap. Let's see what Ten Hag can get out of him. And lastly, Dumfries under consideration.
Before I do get into that one.
Go for it.
If you can see that over there? That's the feeling signal, okay?
Oh, okay.
So we need to, I think, hit a like on the like button.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mentioned before, it's like Beetlejuice. If you say it 3 times, he will appear.
Yeah.
I can kind of, if you listen closely, you can probably hear him go in disgrace.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace. I don't know if that came up on the stream or he was just whispering it from the other room because I was just able to hear disgrace like that. Full disgrace. That was great.
KG said, can he slide tackle though?
KG, definitely not.
What fuck? Ooh, that was uncalled for. Do you know what KG just got? KG just got just then from Owen, the guy outside Box Park Wembley in the blue do-rag. He was giving it large, and then just got slapped down, put in a recovery position. Right now, KG's at home. I think Ennie's putting him in recovery position. Daddy, fold your arm over here and tuck your knee in the side.
You're being too weckerless. Get his tongue out. Get his tongue out.
Daddy, you're being too reckless.
You're being too reckless. Get in the recovery. Get in the recovery position.
HR's not getting involved.
KG, you deserve that. He's saying HR department. Typical. The guy, that's what I'm saying. The guy giving the beans at Wembley Park, Box Park, giving it. Trying to push up the little Asian kid, pushed him.
Yeah.
Pushed another guy, went back, tried to hold that.
Put him in the recovery position. Weckerless.
KG recovery position settings, mate. Oh my days. That was so. I just didn't expect you to say that.
You know what it is? Is sometimes with being KG, we have that relationship where he sort of claws at me, and then I just sort of.
Then you just fight back.
Yeah.
And that's what's funny is like Luke says, KG gets bullied. It's not bully. KG gives this as much as he takes.
Oh yeah.
And he's got thick skin. He's ready for any battle, any war. Right now, he's probably laughing in his kitchen or wherever he is right now at home watching. Because he had to hold that. That Owen's got this thing though where Owen's attacks are they come out of the blue.
It's RKO. They come out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Ed T says Owen's on so much smoke. Gotta love KG enthusiasm. Says one puggy as well. But Dumfries on radar.
Yes, this comes from James Robson, who's saying that Inter Milan's Denzel Dumfries, and this isn't the first time we've heard these rumours, is one target under consideration at Manchester United, as Erik ten Hag looks for players who will be able to implement his style. Now, it's actually funny, we were talking about right backs.
Sorry, Vinny Patel says, analogy for our United situation, putting an iPhone screen cover on a Samsung.
That works, doesn't it? That really does work.
That tickled me. Sorry. Big up to VJ Patel, man.
That's a big up. That'll do.
Oh, I love this community. Big up the community, mate. Give me jokes in the morning.
Get a screen grab of your mum's phone from yesterday and put Eriksen over Jong.
Oh, mate. Oh, I don't know. My mum's so funny. Like, why am I her screensaver as well? There's a big picture of me.
She's proud
She's
of
like,
her
you're
son.
still my little son. Yeah, that's cute.
You're
That's
buying her
cute.
screen protectors.
100%.
She said, oh, I was thinking of moving you off. No chance now.
Oh, mate.
Exactly, protected.
KG said I bruise easily. Natasha Bedingfield settings.
Natasha Bedingfield.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. We were talking about right backs. Clearly, we are linked to Dumfries, and we've spoken a couple of times that we have been linked to a fullback this summer on the right-hand side, primarily because Wan-Bissaka is going to be leaving. Dumfries is an interesting one, though, because when did Inter Milan sign him? I want to say that they signed him up like last season, didn't they?
I thought it was a couple of years ago.
But I typed in Dumfries, he's given me the location. I don't want to know about Scotland. I want to know about the player. Then Sal Dumfries. They signed in 2021.
Yeah.
So
A couple of years ago, nearly.
14th of August 2021. So he's been there for a season.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why or how that move would be, going to happen so quickly. But yet another Dutch player flex being linked to us.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's got all of a sudden you get Ten Hag, and then it's the the Dutch Revolution.
Yeah.
I know Eriksen's Danish, but you know what I mean. The Ajax links and kind of it's everything to do with kind of Ajax/Holland/ past Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Isn't it? At the moment, it's
We
not
had
really.
that under Louis van Gaal. When Louis van Gaal was our manager, it was every Dutch player we were getting linked to.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we signed a
I
couple.
mean, I was going to say we did. Depay, Blind.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And we've still linked to Schneider back then, like we were every season.
Wow, hopefully he can come in now.
Just quickly in the last while we've been live, Laurie Whitwell said that Man United have effectively ruled themselves out of the Calvin Phillips transfer due to the rivalry. I think that was fair to say from quite a while ago.
Is it though? Because what's funny about that is there were a lot of noises coming out of the club being like, it doesn't matter, we're going to do that deal. Yeah. And I think it was Samuel Lucker said that while they wouldn't be pursuing that deal if they didn't think they could get it over the line.
I just think it's the player though.
That sounds very similar, Flex.
Yeah.
That sounds very similar.
I don't think he's got it in him.
Why would we be pursuing that deal? We must have heard something that we'd be able to get that one over the line.
Yeah.
Come to find out 3 weeks later or like 6 weeks later, you don't want to come.
Exactly.
Because of the rivalry. That worries me. That does worry me because that implies that this group of people who have given the benefit of the doubt, like John Murto, whatever, that is a similar situation.
But when it's that though, that does come down to, like Rio Ferdinand was talking about. You need a lot of minerals to do it, and he's an actual Leeds kid.
Yeah, I agree. But
and
why were we pursuing him then?
Yeah, because maybe they thought at the beginning we'll start talking to him.
Yeah,
and we'll ask him. We've got to ask him.
But that
now he said no.
That felt more than an ask.
Yeah, those
reports were more than an ask.
But still, I don't know.
And reports at the time were saying, he's not interested because he's from Leeds. And then the reports kept coming out saying United are pursuing him. United want him.
But what about this though?
And then people kept saying, well, why would they pursue him if there was nothing
But
there?
what if United did stop a while ago, but it's only just coming out?
Maybe. That might be fair.
Do you know what I mean? Because you know what it's like in the media.
But you would argue that this Calvin Phillips thing has been cold for like 3 or 4 weeks at this point. Has been cold,
yeah.
That, this report
But is that why it's been cold for 3 or 4 weeks? Because 3 or 4 weeks ago, they stopped talking to him.
Possibly.
And because all we've heard about is Donny for a reason.
Possibly.
Not Donny, Frankie.
Yeah, possibly because they got told, no, I'm not, because I'm a Leeds guy, and Leeds stayed in the Premier League. But then again, you would say, then what was the 6 weeks before that about?
We thought Leeds would get relegated as well, says Black.
Maybe.
That's another thing as well. Because that was before we was interested in before the end of the season. Ed T says Phillips' agent said yes. Phillips himself said no. Simples. And King Mark 123 says Calvin Phillips said he wouldn't join United because of rivalries. I do think this. I think this was quite simple. I think we wanted him. Probably that if they would have got relegated again, it makes it a lot tougher for Leeds. And Calvin Phillips got big decisions to make because he wants to get in the World Cup squad. There's no way he can stay in the Championship. He would have definitely have gone. Then
if he
Man
had
United
got relegated, we wouldn't have been the only club in for him.
No, that's what I'm saying. He would have had options, but he would have had to move. Though,
isn't it City?
City are now interested in him as well. If Gundogan goes, they might try and get him. And even in our community, fan base as well, a lot of people were saying at the beginning, would you take Calvin Phillips? And a lot of people were saying actually it's quite refreshing because it's not the star name. Instead of trying to get Declan Rice for 100, maybe get Calvin Phillips between 40 and 50. And if Ten Hag wants to go that way, we're not going to stand in. It was very much in that phase. No, but now we've been linked to Frankie de Jong for so long, and you know the levels that he is. Dennis and Erickson vibe,
Yeah.
you know, would that change people's mind? Would people still want Calvin Phillips? But I think it's safe to say he's not going to come down here.
Nah, he's not coming now.
Nah, can't see it.
Nope.
No. Okay. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, guys, before we go, smash a like on the video. We've got, you know, we've had over about 1,400 watching throughout the video, which is great. We haven't reached 500 likes though. We always try to get to 500 likes while we're live. So as I'm doing this little bit of an outro, it is a disgrace. As I'm doing this bit of an outro, can you please hit the like button on the way out? It's been a wicked stream. You lot bringing the vibes, the energy. Big up KG watching at home. Big up everyone watching at home. And remember, someone, I think David Lee said, I caught my eye, said he's got 2 tickets to give away for Sunday's 100k subscriber party and first birthday at Toca Social. So get in contact with David Lee if you want those 2 tickets. I can confirm it's very nearly sold out. There are a few tickets left. So yeah, in the description below, the link is there. Grab your tickets. Sunday, 19th of June. We will see you guys there. See you soon with another video. Peace. We are out of here.